Hello students, in today's video class, we'll take a very interesting poem after chapter 3 and this is How to Tell Wild Animals. How to Tell Wild Animals is a very humorous poem that suggests some dangerous ways to identify wild animals, but the way we identify them and their features are shown portrayed in this story in this poem are very humorous. The in this poem it tells us how we can tell different wild animals if we come upon them suddenly. It's a very interesting poem composed by writer poet Carolyn Wells. He was an American author, poet, born in Rahway, that is New Jersey, and she was the daughter of William E. and Anna Wells. She wrote a total of more than 170 books. During the first 10 years of her career, she concentrated on poetry, humor, and children's books. So, we'll start the poem today. We'll take only 3 stanzas of this poem in this video lecture. If ever you should go by chance to jungles in the east, and if there should to you advance a large and tawny beast, if he roars at you as you are dying, you will know it is the Asian lion. So we'll first check the rhyming scheme in the first stanza. It is chance, east, advance, beast, dying, line. So the rhyming scheme here is very clearly you can make it out. It is A, B, A, B, C, C, like dying and line. So actually G is silent here, so it's dying line. In this first stanza, the poet tells us about one animal, and you can easily identify it with the image and with the characteristics of that animal. If you should go by chance, if sometime by chance you go to the jungles in the eastern part of India, and if you should advance, means if you go advance, you go forward, and you see there are large and tawny beast. Large and tawny beast here means it's a large, and tawny here means animal that live nearby town that have some brown color, brownish color. So tawny here means brownish. And tawny beast, it's a very good example of figure of speech, oxymoron also. Beast we use for wild animals, and tawny is again related to town. So two quite opposite words at the same place, tawny beast. And you see there some animal that is of brownish color. And if he roars at you, roars in some thrilling, threatening sound, and you suppose that he roars as if you are going to die. The poet says, if you see such features, there is a tawny beast that advances at you, and if by chance you go there, and his roar will be very sufficient to tell you that the animal in front of you is none other than Asian lion. So in the first stanza, he tells about Asian lions. Now in the second stanza, we'll make a reading of it first. Or if sometime when roaming round, a noble wild beast greets you with black stripes on a yellow ground, just notice if he eats you. This simple rule may help you learn the Bengal tiger to discern. I start second stanza, there is one thing left with first stanza. In the first and second line, you all can see that there is one more figure of speech. We call it enjambment. We have discussed in class ninth also. Enjambment means when you see the first line goes in the next line up to into the continuation of a sentence and without any pauses or end of line or end of stanza. Like if you should go by chance to jungles in the east. So this is a complete one line. There is semicolon after east. So this continues in the second row without any pause after chance, without any comma. So we call it enjambment. So there are many other figure of speeches too, but basically we could find two here. First one is enjambment and one more is oxymoron. Now let's take second part. In second case, if sometime you keep sometime while roaming around, you see a noble wild beast and that greets you. Again, there are two opposite qualities, noble and wild. So we can call it again oxymoron, noble and wild. So he calls it noble. Again, why did I say? That's why I said humorous poem. He's a wild beast and seems or looks novel, good, gracious, and he greets you. And greets again is a humorous way. Actually, he does not greet you that point of time. He just lowers down himself to pounce upon you. And a noble animal greets us or he hides himself to the level of ground. And what is the second identification? Black strips on a yellow ground. So here yellow ground means his back position. That is background of his skin. So what you can see? You can see some or you will easily identify him by seeing some yellow, some black strips on his yellow skin. That is yellow, black, yellow back portion. So on background, the yellow background, you can see black strips and you can easily identify him. Just notice one thing, you will find him as if he eats you, that he would kill you. And this simple rule will or may help us to learn one thing or to know one thing, that definitely you have identified Bengal tiger. So this is Bengal tiger. I mean, there is no need to confuse among lion or tiger. So very easily you can identify, make him out that it is none other than Bengal tiger. So discern here means distinguish. You can easily distinguish this animal with other animal, and it is the Bengal tiger. What are the identification? That if you see him, he will lower down himself as if he is greeting you, and it's a humorous line. He actually will not greet you. There is no need to be confused. And you will see the black strips on his yellow background skin or hair background, and you will notice that as if he is going to pounce upon you, jump on you. And you, this simple rule will help you know that this is none other than Bengal tiger. So again, there is again the same rhyming scheme. It is A B A B C C. Now we'll take the third and the last stanza. If strolling forth a beast you view, whose hide with spots is peppered, as soon as he has leapt on you, you'll know it is the leopard. 'Twill do not good to roar with pain, he will only lap and lap again. So third stanza. If now in the third case, he is going to tell us about one more animal in a very interesting manner. That sometime if you walk very leisurely, walk strolling means having a just leisure walk. Leisurely means just free walk here and there. if you sometime make some such walk and you see a beast, again one animal, you view means you see some kind of animal. And what is the identification? Whose hide with spots is paper, whose background is again hide with not the strips like the Bengal tiger. And there you will see some peppered, and peppered are there, his background is covered with, peppered means rounded spots. They are covered with something rounded kind of spots, rounded spots on the background. So that is why he says hide with, that is covered with. As soon as he leapt on you, and he as he tries to jump towards you, leapt means you know very well, spring or jump towards you. You must understood it. You must understand it very well that it is leopard. Means you can identify him by his jumping skills. He pounds or he springs, he jumps again and again. That is his habit. And his spots are quite different again compared to Bengal tiger or to Asian lion. You will know that it is none other than leopard. And what else about this animal? It will actually it will do not good roar with pain. Means if you see there will be no good, there will be no benefit of crying in front of him, because he will only lap and lap again. It never means he will only lap and lap again. He means that he will jump and jump again and again towards you, and you will only cry out of this. When he will jump and attack on you, then only you will not cry. You will cry before he only jumps from a far distance. So this is a humorous line again. It will do no good. Means it will do nothing good. He will have every time, it will be all the time not for a good cause if he roars at you, and or if you roar at him without of pain. So there are two meanings for me, like it will be of no good and he will do no good to you when he will jump. He will not only jump, actually, it's a humorous way to explain. He will jump and attack on you. But you must understand it well only after seeing his quality of jumping or springing, and his peppered rounded spots on his skin, on his body. So one when all these identifications, we can save ourselves or we can distinguish them, or when we encounter with them suddenly, these are very vital useful information, but in a poem it is shown here in a humorous way. We'll discuss the second part of this video in next video. Please wait for this. And there is one more figure of speech in third stanza. If you pay attention to it, it is as soon as he. So he means we are identifying or we are addressing on some animal, like in a personified manner. So we can say that it is personification. Why I'm saying? Because using pronoun he for the animal, this animal, generally we generally use it for it, but here it is used he. Even in the first stanza it was uh, if he roars at you, so again he, so we can call it is very good use of personification. So please do this poem again by listening the video again and again. I hope this video will help you learn these qualities of all these animals and identifying them. If sometime you come across such animals in some lonely places, it will help you. This poem will be very useful. Thank you for attending this video. Wait for the second video next time. Thank you.